So this news was a little bit difficult to hear. I felt like, it was something that I wasn't really eager to hear or happy to hear about, and it's unfortunate. Maybe it's wrong, like that's the hope that sometimes these types of announcements can, be wrong. These types of predictions can end up coming out to be completely wrong and baseless sometimes. But there's no doubt about it that the industry is struggling a bit right now, and that's really unfortunate. At the end of the day, we kind of live in this world where there is some struggle going on. A lot of us on the struggle bus, so to speak, and the gaming industry. We see a lot of companies close down. We see a lot of games flop. Some of that's their own fault. Clearly, I think from a hardware standpoint, you have a company like Microsoft who is trying to be disruptive in the industry, which is weird because, for a company that's been in there for 25 years, you'd really figure that they'd already have their place set. And from the sounds of it, it doesn't really look that way. And it looks like they could be the odd one out, according to this. So we'll see, how this kind of works out. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic about it, and we'll see how it kind of works out. But I want to get into it nonetheless. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is, of course, Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I certainly appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that. It really means a lot to me. A simple like is pretty much all I ask for when it comes to this channel. I do the daily gaming content, at least one video a day, and the only thing I really ask in return is, hey, can you guys please like the videos? That would be pretty cool if you could. Now, with that being said, this was interesting. According to this analyst, games industry will only have room for one non-Nintendo console next generation. So either Sony or Microsoft will struggle mightily with their next console, according to this research firm. Now, listen, I don't mean to be that guy because I like the Xbox, but if this is true, and there's going to be, we already see Xbox struggling, right? Like, we see that they're down 30% once again this quarter. So they're struggling incredibly right now. Like, I don't see that changing anytime soon because PlayStation has the market in terms of the brand viability and things like that. So according to this, the games industry will only be able to support two successful consoles in the next generation of hardware. One of those will clearly be Nintendo. There's a lot of Nintendo leaks. It's just going to be switched to. I think people are going to gobble that up pretty quickly. Market research firm DFC Intelligence released its annual market report and forecast, which predicts and the project's major revenue growth for the second half of the decade, while predicting significant risk for one of the three established console manufacturers. DFC predicts that thanks to new hardware from Nintendo and major releases such as Grand Theft Auto 6, the games industry will enjoy a record growth in 2025, following a period of decline following the COVID-19 pandemic. The firm predicts that the number of people worldwide who play games will exceed 4 billion by 2027, nearly half the global population. It projects that Nintendo will be the clear winner in the next generation of consoles, due largely to a combination of earlier availability and limited competition. However, DFC projects that only one of Sony or Microsoft will be able to be successful and compete with Nintendo when their new consoles launch by 2028. There isn't room for more than two major console systems, it says. Sony or Microsoft will struggle mightily in a distant third place, largely depending on which of those companies can gain early momentum. DFC believes it's too early to know which of Xbox and PlayStation will drop off, stating that price points, launch dates, and other basic features such as portability will be a factor. A new Sony system, a PlayStation 6, should have an advantage because of a loyal base and strong IP, it says, while noting that Microsoft will go into its next generation console as the largest gaming publisher. Microsoft failed with the Series X and S, but has major acquisitions to become the world's largest software publisher. Microsoft has the option to focus on software and distribution models over hardware. That kind of gives you the answer that if they really do expect, one of these to struggle, it would probably be the Xbox. Let's just be real. Microsoft is a company that probably has a ton of contingency plans, and they're probably, doing some contingency plans for the Xbox right now. Like, okay, if we can't sell it, what can we do? How can we go about it? I mean, the whole reason you would buy, Activision and ZeniMax would be to actually be able to have a contingency plan where you could be the largest publisher out there without having to worry about hardware. Just look at like Tencent; they could be looked at as like a Tencent property or something like that. Like Tencent really, they make a ton of money and they don't do hardware at all. So I mean, you could really kind of make the argument that Microsoft might even want to not be in the industry at that point. So, like I said, we'll see how this kind of goes about and how this happens. But, like I said, I think that we'll see. We'll take it day by day. Like, I don't think Microsoft has much of a chance against PlayStation or Nintendo in a traditional way anyway. So, anything can happen at that point, and we'll see if Microsoft can do something to get people involved with the Xbox again. You know what I mean? It used to be such a cool thing, and now it's like people look at Xbox with like almost disdain, and that's frustrating as a fan that happens. But at the same time, it's like Microsoft did a lot of this stuff to themselves with the way that they've kind of handled like the next generation, and they've kind of turned themselves into like a Sega situation, which is really kind of sad when you think about it. So we'll see if they can kind of change the fortunes or whatever, but from where I'm standing, it's going to be a very difficult task to say the least, and maybe we'll be able to see that happen before too long. But like I said, it's not a good thing. So DFC Intelligence founder and CEO David Cole said over the past 3 decades, the video game industry has grown more than 20 times, and after 2 years of slumping hardware and software sales, it's poised to resume growing at a healthy rate through the end of the decade. While 2025 will mark the beginning of that upward trajectory, some huge questions remain, including who will lose the next generation console war and who will win the game software distribution battle. And with the large publishers focused on live services around evergreen franchises, opportunity for smaller studios will be plentiful. Now, Nintendo has yet to reveal its Switch successor, but the company has confirmed plans to do so during its current fiscal year, which ends March of 2025. So, I would expect them to kind of announce that and then release it early next year, which, comes at a good time. And I was hoping, like the Switch is a fantastic little console. It really found its kind of niche in the world, and I think that's great. I think that's awesome that they were able to kind of go out there and come out with something to be competitive on their own terms. They didn't go out there and force the 1080p 60 frames argument that we've seen from like Sony and things like that. Nintendo really just said, here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna love it, and we're gonna really focus on putting out fantastic games and things like that. And to their credit, they've really been able to do that. It's like people really love the Nintendo games, and I could see why. After all these years, they just do such a good job with these Nintendo games that just evoke nostalgia, and not just nostalgia but fun. There's not a lot of BS surrounding these types of games for Nintendo. So again, like I said, they've kind of nailed it. They've really kind of come across things in a really good way. They give people like that nostalgic feel, and just in general, I love the way that Nintendo's been able to do that. So, fun fact, even though this is not, is this something to be proud of? I don't know, because I'm not really a Nintendo guy, but I played more Nintendo Switch last year than PlayStation 5. Right? It's just, and it's not that I hate PlayStation 5. It's just that I bought a PlayStation 5 to play Sony exclusives, and they haven't really had any, so to speak. So it's been rough. Overall, it's been a down year for me gaming on current stuff, because I've been so busy with the retro stuff, and not only just the retro stuff, but a situation where at the end of the day, I just haven't been enjoying a lot of the new stuff that's come out. It's like it's clearly, I don't know who this stuff is made for, but a lot of it's not made for me. I can tell you that much right now. So we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, I love seeing some of these things when they come up. and then hopefully Microsoft can buck the trend and get out there and make Xbox extremely viable in the future. I would love to see that. Let me know what you guys think about the future of Xbox. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. I'll catch you next time. Crap gamer out.